Okay, gaya ng sabi ko, ang topic natin ngayong hapon, nandito na tayo sa chapter 10. It's about initiatives to improve business ethics and reduce corruption. So dito, meron tayong tinatawag na the Integrity Initiative Campaign. So ano ba itong Integrity Initiative Campaign? No? Itong Integrity Initiative Campaign, no, sa Pilipinas ito ginawa. So in the Philippines, it aimed at making businesses more ethical, no? It involves many different groups katulad na lang ng mga businesses, government, schools, and media, and many different groups, no? Ano ba ang goal nitong Integrity Initiative Campaign? Ang goal nito is to stop corruption and make sure that everyone plays fair and conduct their business ethically. So yung campaign na ito, no, nag-start ito noong 2010 with the help of the Siemens, no, isa itong malaking company, no. Tapos meron tayong Makati Business Club and European Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines na nag-lead ng campaign na ito. Sila yung nag-lead ng Integrity Initiative Campaign. Sila yung nag-serve as the Integrity Initiative Secretariat dito sa Philippines, no? And then through the Integrity Initiative Campaign, no, they want to build trust in the government. They want to make the society fairer. And then they want to create better conditions for businesses because they believe that if businesses are honest, no, people will invest more money, they will create more jobs and help reduce poverty in our country. So they also want the Philippines, no, to become a role model for other countries that struggle with corruption. So paano nila to gagawin? So to make this happen, they have published, a handbook with rules and tools for businesses to follow. So dito sa Integrity Initiative Campaign, no, since 2010, more and more organizations have joined this campaign. So they hope that with everyone's help, no, corruption in the Philippines can be reduced or even stopped completely. Okay, so naintindihan nyo ba kung ano yung Integrity Initiative Campaign? So kung titingnan natin, no, napakaganda nung adhikain, no? Napakaganda nung advocacy ng Integrity Initiative Campaign led by the Makati Business Club and the European Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines. So, a code of conduct is dito. Meron tayo dito, no, about code of conduct, no? So, a need for a code of conduct, no? A code of conduct is a formal expression of the organization's values and ethics. A code of conduct should guide directors and senior executives as a minimum as to the practices necessary to maintain confidence in the organization's integrity. Other members of staff should also have a code of conduct relevant to them, which may be the same as that for directors and senior executives or may be a complementary version. So, itong code of conduct, alam naman natin, no, it is a guide, no? It guides the values and ethics within an organization, no? Kasi yung a well-defined code of conduct, no, 'di ba? It guides, no, or encompasses yung mga tinatawag nating mga values and ethical standards, no, that an organizations upholds, no. For example na lang, kunyari may isang technology company, no, they might emphasize that the principles such as transparency, respect, no, respect for privacy, and then yung innovations nila, yun yung gusto nilang i-emphasize sa kanilang code of conduct, no. So kunyari yung Google code of conduct, si Google, no, meron silang code of conduct, no? Ina-outline nila yung code of conduct nila about sa commitment to integrity, respect, and accountability in all aspects of its operations, no? So their code of conduct, ito yung nag-guide sa kanila kung paano sila mag-a-act within the organization, no? So through code of conduct, syempre, 'di ba? It will guide our directors and executives, no? Kasi 'di ba, previously doon sa mga topics natin, yung mga directors natin, mga senior executives natin, mga managers natin, 'di ba? Sabi ko sa inyo, they set the tone for the entire organization, no? So kung ano yung ano yung moral values nila, no? Usually yan yung maa-adapt within the organization. So through the code of conduct within the organization, so mag-guide yung ating mga top management, no? Kung paano patatakbuhin yung company in an ethical manner na para hindi nila dalhin kung ano yung pag-uugali nila sa labas doon sa kumpanya, no? It will serve as a guide talaga para sa lahat. Okay, so sabi din dito, 'di ba? It promotes responsibility and accountability of individuals for reporting and investigating reports of unethical practices, no? So through code of conduct, it promotes responsibility and accountability. Kasi yung code of conduct natin, it encourages individuals, no, to take responsibility for their actions, no? And through code of conduct, 'di ba, na-foster yung culture of accountability within an organization, no? Kunyari, yung mga employees natin, no, they are more likely to report unethical behavior, no, if they know that there are clear procedures in place for doing so. So dito pa lang, no, through promoting responsibility and accountability, so nag-guide, no, nag-guide yung ating mga empleyado, no? Kasi kailangang mag-report nung empleyado? Paano siya naging konektado dito sa promoting responsibility and accountability? So, paano ba natin ma-relate yung promoting responsibility and accountability, no, within an organization doon sa example natin kanina? Kasi dito, sa pag-promote natin ng responsibility and accountability, no, it involves yung pag-establish natin ng clear procedures and mechanism para sa mga empleyado natin na makapag-report sila ng mga unethical behavior within the organization. Kasi when our employees within the organization, no, na alam nila na there's a transparent and accessible channels, no, for reporting misconduct, so they are more likely to fulfill their responsibility to uphold ethical standards and hold themselves and others accountable for their actions, no? So doon pa lang marirelate natin yung example ko sa inyo kanina, no? And then dito sa last paragraph dito, a code of conduct should ensure compliance with legal and other obligations to legitimate stakeholders, no? Ensuring compliance with legal obligations, no, yung thought dito, no? Kasi yung code of conduct natin, it helps ensure, no, yung mga organization natin complies with legal requirements and meets its obligations to its stakeholders, no? So yan yung code of conduct natin. Okay, so one of the most significant accomplishment of the Integrity Initiative is the preparation of the Unified Code of Conduct for Business. The code's purpose is twofold, no? Dalawa ito siya. So dito sa una, no, it's about harmonizing ethical standards, no? Kasi yung Unified Code of Conduct natin, it aims to establish a level playing field by harmonizing ethical standards across sa different industries or across various industries and businesses operating in the Philippines, no? through harmonizing ethical standards, no, it ensures that all market players within the industry, no, regardless kung ano ba yung size nila, ano ba yung sector nila, ay mag-a-adhere or sumusunod sila sa the same rules and principles within the industry, no. For example na lang, no, doon sa code natin. Yung code natin, they may address issues, no, such as bribery, corruption, conflict of interest, and yung mga environmental responsibility, no, paano nila ma-address yung issue na ito? Syempre, by standardizing, no, yung mga ethical expectations, no, maglalagay sila ng specific na code or specific na ano ba yan siya? Guidelines, no, within the code na magpo-foster ng fair competition, no, within an industry. So makakapag-create ito ng more transparent business environment, no. And then second, so yung una natin again it's about harmonizing ethical standard, no. Second naman, the code formally communicates the signatories' commitment to upholding high standards of ethics in all business transactions. So dito it's about formal communication of commitment to ethics itong number 2 natin. Kasi beyond harmonizing standards natin kanina doon sa number 1, yung code natin, it serves as a formal declarations of the signatories' commitment to upholding high ethical standards in all business dealings, no, especially in the Philippines, no. Kasi sabi dito, it articulates the belief that securing profit at the expense of integrity is an unacceptable and unsustainable way of conducting business, and that measures have been taken to enforce and cultivate integrity habits within the signatories' respective organization. So, yan yung purpose, no? Purpose ng ating Unified Code of Conduct for Business, no, in the Philippines. Una, it's about harmonization, no? It's about harmonizing ethical standard, and then sa second, it's about formal communication of commitment to ethics. Okay. So dito, sa next slide natin, okay. So the Unified Code of Conduct for Business, no, under the Integrity Initiative. So unang-una dito, it's for our top management. So yung section ng Unified Code of Conduct for Business natin dito sa slide na ito, no, it pertains to the top management, no. Kasi gusto nitong sabihin yung critical role that the leadership plays, no, in fostering a culture of integrity within an organization. Diba? Malaki yung role ng ating top management. So sabi dito, our top management leads by example by consistently demonstrating the value of conducting business with integrity. So, leading by example. Kasi gaya ng sabi ko kanina, di ba, our top management sets the tone for ethical behavior within the organization. Di ba, paano nila masiset yung tone? Siyempre, by consistently demonstrating integrity in their actions and decisions within the organization. No? For instance na lang, yung CEO ng isang company, they may prioritize yung transparency and honesty in all communications, no, within the organization, and then they will openly acknowledge, no, kunyari may mga mistakes, and then also pinapakita nila yung actions ng pag-take ng responsibility within the organization. So through that, makakapag-set sila ng tone about ethical behavior within the organization. Kasi kung ano yung actions nila, usually yan yung susundin ng mga nasa baba nila. 'Di ba? So, doon pa lang sa level nila, no, by following yung mga ethical principles sa level nila, yung top management natin, nag-establish na sila ng culture within their organization, no? Culture about ethical behavior within the organization, no? For others to follow and cultivate, no, within their office, no, within the four corner of their office, no. So, leading by example, dapat si top management natin. Then, dito sa second natin, our officers strongly communicate our organization's position against bribery, corruption, and unethical business practices within the company and the broader public. Comply with all the requirements of government regulatory bodies and prohibit cover-ups and falsified reports that conceal improper transaction. So, dapat may communication against bribery, corruption, and unethical practices. And also, it's about dapat mayroong compliance, no, with regulatory requirements. And then third, management strongly supports integrity practices and allocates sufficient resources for their implementation, no? Kasi yung top management natin, dapat mag-allocate sila ng sufficient resources, including yung mga financial, human, technological resources, no, to support the implementation of integrity practices within the organization. Kasi without the help of the top management, hindi ma-strengthen yung proper ethical behavior within the organization. Diba? Kasi dapat magtulungan mula sa taas hanggang sa baba, no? So, anong gagawin dapat ng top management natin? Mag-invest sila sa mga training programs, mag-hire sila ng mga compliance officer, mag-implement sila ng mga monitoring policies, no? And also, pwede silang mag-conduct ng mga internal audits, no? To ensure there is an adherence, no, to the ethical standards within the organization. Okay, so yan yung top management natin. Okay, next we have human resources. So, dito sa section na ito, no, ng Unified Code of Conduct for Business, syempre nag-focus ito sa human resources natin, no, yung importance ng ating human resource in fostering a culture of integrity among the employees, no? And through our human resource, syempre magpo-provide yan sila ng mga mechanism for addressing unethical behavior. So, unang-una dito, sabi dito, sa slide, we strive to instill culture of integrity among our employees. The management maintains open lines of communication with employees, particularly on matters relating to honesty, transparency, and integrity in business transaction. No, it's about instilling a culture of integrity. Kasi crucial yung role ni human resource, no, in instilling a culture of integrity, no? Kasi 'di ba? Ano bang role ng human resource dito sa pag-instill ng culture of integrity, no? Through maintaining yung open lines of communications, no? And pag-emphasize nila ng mga importance of honesty, transparency, and integrity in the business transactions, yung HR department natin, makakapag-instill yan sila ng culture of integrity. Kasi, di ba, usually they will serve as intermediaries kasi, no, between the management and employees, yung HR natin, no? Magpa-facilitate yan sila ng mga discussions, no? Especially on ethical conduct and pag-provide ng guidelines, no? O ng guidance, no? Kung may mga ethical dilemmas silang mararanasan yung ating mga empleyado. And then second dito, in the spirit of fairness and due process, all employees have the right to file and respond to complaints against practices suspected to be illegal or unethical. No? Dapat may fairness and due process. Kasi all employees, no, 'di ba? They have the right to file and respond to complaints against practices, no, suspected to be illegal or unethical. Yung HR department natin, they will be responsible, no, for ensuring, for instance, na yung complaints, no, against the employee are handled impartially, that the complaints are handled fairly, no? And also, yung complaints na yan, it is handled, no, syempre, in accordance with the established procedures within an organization, and it is bound by the law, no? Kung ano yung nandoon sa batas, kung paano i-handle yung mga procedure na yan. Hindi pwede na basta-basta na lang paalisin kung may reklamo sa empleyado, di ba? Kasi yung HR natin, sila yung magsi-safeguard ng rights ng ating mga complainants and yung respondents, no, kapag mahidwaan within the organization. And then, third, we have appropriate tools to confidentially receive, monitor, and act on internal and external complaints. Employees filing complaints will be protected from all types of retaliation, while those involved in unethical practices will be subject to commensurate disciplinary actions. And lastly, we have instituted training programs on business ethics covering all levels of the organizations. Okay, next, we have sales and marketing, no? So, yung section ng Unified Code of Conduct for Business natin concerning sales and marketing, no, hina-highlight dito yung importance of ethical conduct in interactions with the clients, with the stakeholders, and also the government agencies. So, sabi dito, we clearly communicate rules and guidelines on giving gifts, entertainment, tokens of hospitality, and contributions to from public and private organizations and their representatives, no? Yung kasi yung dito dapat may clear communications of rules and guidelines, no? Kasi yung sales and marketing teams natin, no? Usually sila yung malapit, no? Syempre sila yung malakit sa mga tawag diyan. Sila yung malapit sa kunyari, bibigyan sila ng mga regalo para makagain ng favor, 'di ba? Or sila yung magbibigay ng regalo para makagain ng favor. So that is bad, 'di ba? One of the corrupt practices diyan nag-uumpisa sa mga regalo, 'di ba? Kung maalala nyo doon sa last topic natin. Kasi through these clear communications and guidelines, no, clear communications of rules and guidelines, no, nag-ensure kasi yung transparency, no, na-ensure dito na mape-prevent yung mga any potential conflict of interest, no, or may mga ethical breaches, so maiwasan dapat, no, within the sales and marketing department ng isang organization. Okay, second dito, employees and all third parties engaged by our company to act as our intermediaries, agents, or representative are not permitted to offer, promise, or give as well as demand or accept concessions directly or indirectly in order to obtain, retain, or secure any undue advantage in the conduct of business. And then, syempre dito, no, iniiwasan kasi natin yung bribery and corruption, no? Ayan ang sabi ko kanina. And then dito, we abide by existing laws when transacting with government agencies as stipulated under RA 6713, Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees, and RA 1319, Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. So, it's about adherence to existing laws, no? Kung paano tayo magtatransact with government agencies, no? So, dapat yung mga businesses, different businesses na nagtatransact sa government, no, they should abide by these existing laws and regulations. Okay, next we have finance and accounting. So, dito sa section ng ating Unified Code of Conduct for Business regarding finance and accounting, syempre, ang gusto dito is emphasize yung importance of accuracy, transparency, and syempre yung compliance with the legal and regulatory requirements, no, in financial practices within the organization. So, unang-una dito, sabi dito, we require all our employees to ensure that all books and records they create or are responsible for are complete and accurate. So, complete and accurate financial records ang ina-emphasize dito, no? So, kapag trabaho mong mag-record, dapat i-record mo lahat, no? Kasi syempre no, yung principle na kasi ito, it ensures na there is an integrity of financial reporting at para maiwasan or ma-prevent natin yung mga fraudulent activities such as yung mga embezzlement or misrepresentation of financial performance or financial position natin within the organization. So, dapat complete and accurate yung financial records. And then second, our financial records conform to standard accounting principles, comply with Securities and Exchange Commission requirements on disclosure and transparency, and abide by anti-money laundering laws or RA 9160 and international conventions. And lastly, we pay taxes in compliance with all laws. So, dito, di ba, sa last, it's about tax compliances. Kasi yung isang organization, no, dapat magbayad tayo ng tax natin in all income na mapasok sa atin, sa ating organization. Kasi duty yan ng mga business organization, lalong-lalo na yung mga organization na may profit, di ba? Okay, next, it's about the procurement. No? Dito sa procurement department naman natin. So, under the Unified Code of Conduct for Business concerning yung procurement natin, no, ina-emphasize dito yung importance of integrity, transparency, and compliance with ethical standards, no, in sourcing goods and services from third-party vendors within the organization. No? Sabi dito, sa unang-una, a track record of integrity and compliance with existing laws is prerequisite when we vet third-party consultants, suppliers, intermediaries, and agents. Our company has transparent procurement procedures, provides equal opportunities for all suppliers, and prohibits collusion between and among our employees and suppliers. And then, recognizing that the Integrity Initiative is sustained through widely shared ethical practices within the business community, we enter into the integrity pacts with our supplier and ensure that they comply with the provisions of our pact. Contracting a third party to bribe or commit corrupt practices on behalf of the company is strictly prohibited. So, yan yung under sa procurement. Okay? Next, we have implementation and monitoring. So, we will continually to align our operations to the principles contained in this code, periodically assess and monitor our compliance to it. We will continue to share best practices with the business community to strengthen ethical business processes in the Philippines. So, sabi dito, continual alignment with code principles, no? Kasi yung organizations natin, they should commit, no, to continually aligning their operations to the principle outlined in the Unified Code of Conduct. Syempre, di ba, it involves yung integrating yung mga ethical considerations, no, into their decision-making process, integrating yung mga ethical considerations not only to their processes kundi pati sa mga policies and practices, no, across all levels of the organization, no. And then sabi dito kanina, 'di ba, mag-provide ng periodic assessment and monitoring of compliance. So dapat merong regular assessment and monitoring of activities, no, to evaluate their compliance with the Unified Code of Conduct. So, for instance, pwedeng involved dito yung pag-conduct ng mga internal audits, reviews, and evaluations, no, to identify areas of non-compliance and yung mga pag-implement ng mga corrective actions as needed kung meron man. And then lastly dito, sabi niya, 'di ba? Sharing best practices with business community. So dapat yung mga organization, no, they should commit to share best practices with the business community, no, to strengthen yung mga ethical business processes in the community or in the Philippines as a whole. So dapat may involve dito na collaboration, no, with within the industry. So mag-usap-usap sila, magsabihan mag-share sila sa kapwa nila, no, within their industry kung ano yung magandang ginagawa nila, no, to strengthen the ethical conduct within their organization. So kung pwede nilang i-adapt, why not, no? Kasi well, kasi yun yung goal kasi nung Unified Code of Conduct natin. Ma-strengthen yung yung mga actions within the organizations na ethically dapat, no? Yung mga processes, no? It is conducted ethically. So, dapat mag-share ng good practices. Okay, next we have logistics, no? So, last na itong logistics dito, no? Kasi dito sa section of Unified Code of Conduct for Business natin concerning logistics, no, ina-emphasize dito yung importance of legal compliance, yung ethical conduct and transparency in supply chain management practices. Since we are talking about logistics, no, it's about supply chain management practices. So sabi dito, we comply with laws and regulations pertaining to supply chain management. We do not tolerate any breaches in existing laws in exchange for undue advantage and unethical concession or favors. We pay correct duties and taxes based on transparent assessment of goods and services. And lastly, employees are not penalized for refusing to pay bribes or facilitation payments even if it results in failure to meet deadlines or loss of revenue. Okay. Kasi dito, no, syempre, compliance with the supply chain laws and regulations, no? Dapat yung isang organization, no, dapat comply sila with laws and regulations governing supply chain management, no? Marami kasing laws yan, no, related, syempre, kunyari sa transportation, customs, import or export controls, no, mga environmental protection, and also yung labor rights, no, pwede yan siya kasali dyan sa compliance with supply chain laws and regulation. Okay. Okay, so yan na yung last dyan sa Unified Code of Conduct for Business natin, no? Next topic naman tayo, it's about Bishops Businessmen's Conference Philippines Code of Ethics for the Philippine Business. Bishops Businessmen's Conference Philippines Code of Ethics for the Philippine Business. So inulit ko lang guys ha. Okay, so dito, under this, we have the preamble. No? Ano ba tong preamble, no? Dito sa preamble na ito yung introductory statement, no, that includes yung purpose, yung aims, or yung mga underlying principles, no, ng ating Bishops Businessmen's Conference of the Philippines Code of Ethics for Philippine Business. So sabi dito sa first part ng preamble nila, no, this code of ethics has been formulated impelled by the belief that man has a dignity that must be respected and that all the resource of the earth has been created for his growth and development. No? This code is considered a major step in the ongoing and changing process of understanding the growing role of business activity in the development of man, and as much is open to further improvement. The code seeks to express systematically and coherently the principles of business practices accepted and professed by Philippine business at its best and seeks to apply this to current and changing needs. Actually, marami itong preamble niya, no? Basahin nyo na lang yan. Okay, so under this Bishops Businessmen's Conference Philippines Code of Ethics for Philippine Business, no, meron siyang basic concept dito, no? Ano ba yung basic concept niya, no? It emphasized that business is fundamentally about human relationships, extending to employees, owners, suppliers, customers, government, and the wider public. Also, under the basic concept, no, it acknowledges the diverse interests involved in business activities and also emphasizes, no, the importance of considering this interest in formulating business policies aiming to reconcile conflicting interests through justice and mutual concern. And also, no, it recognizes the contributions of various stakeholders to the success of the enterprise and assets that they are entitled to receive proper recognition and rewards. Additionally, no, it highlights the importance of employing resources efficiently, including financial, technological, and human resources, while maintaining profitability to sustain the enterprise and contribute to societal needs. The concept also underscores the role of competition and incentives in driving quality, growth, and technological progress while advocating for fair business practices. Finally, no, yung Bishop Businessman Conference Philippines Code of Ethics for the Philippine Business, in-emphasize niya that with rights and authority come corresponding duties, responsibilities, and performance expectations in business and society. No? So, yan yung basic concept nito. Basahin nyo na lang yan. Marami kasi yan. Okay. Okay, ano naman yung mga, 'di ba kanina sabi ko yung preamble natin, nakalagay diyan yung mga underlying principles. So ito yung some of the principles for the conduct of business under doon sa Bishops Businessmen's Conference Philippines Code of Ethics for Philippine Business. So ito yung some of their principles for conduct, no? So sabi dito towards the employees. Business shall recognize the unique position of employees as individuals with a vital stake in their work and at the same time with inherent obligation to their own families and provide for recognition that although rates of pay may often be determined by union, economic and legal pressures, wages and salary policy should be based on the right of the employees to a fair and improving standard of living irrespective of race, sex, age, and creed. No? For fair recruitment practice that affords equal opportunity to all qualified job seekers, for job security, adequate compensation for employees in cases of separation and retirement and opportunities for fringe benefits. So, yan yung towards the employees na principle ng principle for conduct of business. Okay? Next, we have towards the employees, additional ito ha, for a safe and healthy atmosphere in the work environment, conducive to the physical and moral well-being and growth of the employees, for conditions in which human potentials and relationships can be developed at all levels of workforce with a view to providing therein a sense of purpose and achievement, and lastly for participative elements so that the knowledge, experience, and creativity of all who work in the enterprise may contribute to the decision making process. Okay, how about towards the customer? So, dito yan siya sa ating next slide. So, business shall, in the production of goods and service, strive after a quality that will enable them to serve their purpose efficiently and effectively. So, strive for quality daw. Kasi yung mga businesses natin, they should prioritize delivering products and services of high quality, no? Of high quality products and services, no? Kasi dapat ma-serve ng product and services yun ang intended purpose nito, 'di ba? Intended purpose ng goods and products na 'yan. ay goods and services na yan. Syempre, dapat i-maintain nila yung quality ng products and services. So, dapat merong quality control standards throughout the production process, no, ng isang business organization to ensure yung consistency and reliability ng kanilang products and services. And then, avoid anything that would be detrimental to the health, safety, growth of the proper user or beneficiary of such goods and services. So, dapat dito i-prioritize yung customer health and safety. And then lastly dito, sabi dito, seek to apply or make use of the discoveries and inventions of science with adaptations that will improve their products or services, thereby benefiting customers, users, and increasing their number. Okay, another, no, for in this marketing arrangement, business shall deliver the product or service in quality, quantity, and time agreed upon and at a reasonable price and avoid the creation of artificial shortages, price manipulation, and like practices. No? Dapat dito i-deliver nila as agreed, no? Yung mga products and services nila. No? Kasi kung ano yung time frame agreed upon with the customer, dapat ma-deliver na yung products and services. Siyempre, at a reasonable price kung ano yung napag-usapan ninyo. No? Gaya ng sabi dito, i-avoid yung mga practices such as creating artificial shortages or i-manipulate yung mga prices to exploit yung mga customer natin. Kasi minsan may mga unethical practices, no, na ginagawa katulad yan. 'Di ba? Kunyari pag-create ng artificial shortages, naalala nyo yung mga bawang at sibuyas before na nagmamahal siya tapos yun pala ang daming nakatago sa mga bodega. Ganon din yung ginagawa minsan sa mga bigas. Kaya nagmamahal yung mga bigas kasi yung mga malalaking mga traders ng bigas, 'di ba? Tinatago nila sa kanilang mga bodega. So kapag nag-inflate na yung price, doon nila ilalabas yung kanilang mga stocks. So that is considered unethical, no, na practices kasi kawawa yung mga customer ng isang business. And then, no, lastly, ensure that all mass media, promotional, and packaging communications be informative and true and take into account the precepts of morality and the sound cultural values of the community and manifest for human dignity. So, dito, it's about ethical marketing communication, no? Kasi yung mga businesses natin, they should ensure that all marketing communications, including yung mga mass media natin, promotions and packaging, no, are informative, truthful, and also, it should be ethical, no? Dapat hindi sila walang misrepresentation na gagawin, no, yung isang business, no, regarding their products and services, especially doon sa mga packaging and sa advertisements nila. 'Di ba? Na-mention natin yan during sa previous topic natin. It's about the misrepresentation, no, of the products and services. Okay, how about towards the supplier? Business shall ensure that the terms of all contracts be clearly stated and unambiguous and honored in full unless terminated or modified by mutual consent. And then second, that abuse of economic power. Kasi doon sa una, no, before tayo doon sa second, kasi sabi niya, clearly stated and unambiguous. So, dapat kapag may contract tayo, dapat klaro, no? Dapat naiintindihan, no? Naintindihan at kung ano yung nakalagay sa contract, dapat sundin ng bawat isa doon sa contract na yan, no? Na involved. And then second, that abuse of economic power in dealing with a smaller concern be avoided and that in all cases, terms of payments be strictly and fully observed. In general, payments should always be made promptly at the agreed time or if no specific time is agreed upon, as quickly as may be reasonable given the circumstances, and that no supplier be encouraged to commit his resources for apparently long-term purposes unless there are reasonable guarantees that the orders he receives from the business enterprise will not be terminated arbitrarily. Okay? Connects is towards the owner and other providers' capital. So, in the interest of the owners and other providers of capital, business shall first provide an adequate rate of return to those contributing capital to the enterprise and ensure the security of their investment. So, dapat kung sinabi kunyari sa mga nag-invest sa mga stocks for instance, 'di ba? So kung mayroong profit, kailangan mag-declare ka ng dividend, no? Declare ka ng dividend. Kung nag-due na yung bonds, dapat bayaran kung ano yung kailangang bayaran sa mga bonds and other securities, no? Kasi syempre nag-provide yan sila ng pera para sa business mo. So you have the obligation to pay, no? And then use their financial resources to provide goods and services responsibly and efficiently. So, kunyari sa isang business, 'di ba? Dapat yung mga stakeholders natin, especially sa shareholders natin, 'di ba? Dapat yung ating management, yung ating top management and ating board of directors, they should always act in the best interest of our shareholders and other stakeholders. Lalo-lalo na si shareholders natin, 'di ba? Sila yung nag-provide ng mga financial resources para tumakbo yung business na yan. Para magkaroon ng sweldo kayong nandyan na mga empleyado, no? Within the organization. And then, third, furnish the owners and other providers of capital with such information as they may reasonably require, provided that it does not adversely affect the security or efficiency of the business. And lastly, pursue the specific objectives of the owners and other providers of capital, provided these do not run contrary to any of the principles stated herein. Okay, how about this next slide? It's about towards the local and national government. So, although it is the responsibility of the government to enact legislation and formulate implementing policies and programs, it is the duty of business first to participate in the discussion of proposed legislations and or its implementation affecting sectoral, regional, and national and international interest. No, dito about participation in legislative discussion, no? Kasi yung businesses natin, they are encouraged, no, to participate in discussions regarding the proposed legislations and its implementation, no? Kasi there's lalo-lalo na kung ikaw yung concern ng legislation na yan, no? Kasi mahirap naman kung di ka kunyari pinapaparticipate ka tapos ayaw mo tapos ngayon na-create yung batas na yan, tapos masyado namang unfair sa'yo yung resulta ng batas na yon, so wala ka nang magagawa. Kasi hinihingi yung kwan mo as a business owner, kunyari, hinihingi yung opinion mo regarding that legislation during the legislative discussion, pero hindi ka pumunta, di ba? Kasi kailangan kasi, no, upon creating one law, pag-create ng legislations sa isang bansa, 'di ba? Mga yung involvement mo as a businessman is necessary, no? In able to provide valuable insights, 'di ba? In able to provide mga expertise and also, 'di ba, magbigay ng fresh perspective sa ating mga policy makers, no? Kasi through your ideas, through your insights, no, regarding that legislation, nakakatulong yan sa pag-shape ng legislation. Na yung legislation na yan is maging balance, no? Balance between your business, between you as a businessman, and also between sayo as a businessman and sa government. Diba? Kasi hindi naman pwede na pabor lang siya lahat sa gobyerno. Hinihingi yung opinion mo para mas mapaganda yung batas. Okay? Second, to propose sound policies in the use of human and material resources, no? So, proposal of sound policies. Kasi yung businesses, no, they have responsibility to propose sound policies, no? Siyempre, for the efficient use of human and material resources, no? Sa isang bansa, no? Kunyari, involved dito yung pag-identify ng mga opportunities for policy improvements, no? Pag-advocate ng mga reforms, no? To promote yung mga economic efficiency within our country, no? Sa pag-promote ng sustainability, sa pag-promote ng social responsibility. So, pwede kang mag-suggest, no, ng mga policies, no? Pwede yung isang business mag-collaborate siya with government agencies and other stakeholders, no, to implement these policies, na kung saan mayroon ng policies, so may collaboration with business and the government. Okay, naintindihan? Okay, how about towards society in general? Okay, so last na itong towards society in general, no? So, businessmen shall recognize in their decision-making the interest of the general public and realizing that they are utilizing to an important degree the nation's resource shall first take regular stock of the response to the basic needs of society and thus ensure that do their best to ensure that the way they deploy the resources benefits society in general and does not conflict with the needs and reasonable aspirations of the communities in the area where they operate. So, dapat may consideration of basic needs of society yung ating mga businessman. No? For instance, no, kunyari, may isang pharmaceutical company, nagkandak sila ng research and development, no, to develop yung affordable medications for some disease, no? So, sa pag-create nila ng research and development na yan, dapat tingnan nila na yung medications na yan, no, hindi siya mag-create ng disadvantage sa community. Dapat yung company, mag-collaborate sila with healthcare organizations and sa government agencies to ensure na yung product nila are accessible to those in needs, no? Including through affordable pricing. Dapat may presyong kaya lang ng masa, no? So, and also, pwede silang mag-create ng mga other programs, no, yung mga company, no, na makakatulong sa community na kung saan sila nag-ooperate. Kasi 'di ba, meron kasi minsan nakikipagtulungan yung mga businessman, no, sa community, magbigay sila ng mga projects sa community, 'di ba? May mga donation programs sila, may mga initiatives sila to improve healthcare infrastructures, to improve yung mga schools nila. So, through that, 'di ba, kino-consider ng mga companies yung basic needs ng society. Okay? Next, pay proper regard to the environmental and social consequences of their business activity with special attention to the duty of renewing resources where possible and minimizing waste and pollution and not sacrifice safety or efficiency in the interest of short-term profitability. So, dito, no, dapat may environmental and social responsibility yung isang businessman, 'di ba? Dapat tinitingnan nila yung effect ng kanilang business sa environment and sa community, no? May effect ba yan siya environmentally and socially, no? Dapat i-prioritize nila yung sustainability within their operation. Kunyari, dapat may waste reduction and pollution prevention silang mga advocacy within the organization. Diba? Dapat i-integrate nila yung environmental and social considerations into their business operations. Mag-adapt sila ng mga sustainable practices. And pwede silang mag-invest, no, sa mga initiatives that will mitigate yung mga environmental impact and also ma-promote yung yung social well-being ng mga tao within the community. Or pwede rin yung pag-promote ng social well-being ng mga empleyado within the business, di ba? Kasi hindi dapat na short-term profitability lang yung isipin ng isang businessman. Isipin nila yung effect ng kanilang business environmentally and socially din. Okay? Pay proper regard to the environmental and social consequences of their business activity with special attention to the duty of renewing resources where possible and minimizing waste and pollution, and not sacrifice safety or efficiency in the interest of short-term profitability. As corporation citizen makes such contribution as the resources will allow to research, development, and application of indigenous technology and to the financing of social development projects. Considering the human social costs of mechanization and technology, establishing a policy allowing employees within reasonable limits to contribute to the public and community service during the work time. And then establish a policy regarding conflicts of interest based on the principle that the decision should be made in the best interest, no? And decision makers should be on their guard against allowing personal consideration to distort their judgment. And lastly, not tolerate any form of illegal data gathering or may form of inducement that tends to distort normal commercial judgment. So, yan yung towards society in general. Okay? So, I hope maintindihan nyo, no? Maintindihan nyo yung some principles for the conduct of business, no? Na under doon sa ating Bishop Businessmen's Conference Philippines Code of Ethics for the Philippine Business. So yung mga nabanggit ko, yun yung mga principles, no? Principles na gusto nilang ipasunod, no, sa pagkandak ng business ng mga businessmen natin. Okay, how about the next slide, no? Meron tayong tinatawag na mga survey of laws advocating business ethics. So, meron tayong iba't ibang laws, no, regarding business ethics. So, meron tayong tinatawag na RA 7394 or the Consumer Act of the Philippines, no, RA 3720, the Food and Drug and Cosmetics, and then lastly, meron tayong RA 8293, no, the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. So, balikan natin si RA 7394, yung tinatawag nating the Consumer Act of the Philippines, no? So, dito, no, yung law na to, it aims to protect yung mga consumers natin, no, from deceptive, unfair, or unfair na sales acts and practices, no, as well as yung mga substandard or hazardous product. Kasi nire-require nito yung mga businesses, no, to provide accurate and truthful information about their products or services, including yung pricing, quality, and safety standards. Kaya nga, sinasabi nila, di ba, sa yung mga pag-advertise ng mga maling info, that is bawal, no? Bawal yan siya under sa law natin, under dito sa RA 7394, 'di ba? Lalo-lalo doon sa pricing, yung nilagay mo doon sa price niya 100 tapos pag punch 120, so that is against the law, no? Dapat kung ano yung nilagay mo na pricing doon sa tag, yun din ang price dapat doon sa cashier. So, sasabihin lang sa'yo, ay ma'am, nag-change kasi nag-increase kami. So, hindi yun nila pwedeng gawing rason. Kasi dapat, pag-change sa system, dapat i-change din yung tagging. Kaya nga, di ba, nakikita nyo ngayon, yung mga establishments ngayon, hindi na sila nagpo-post ng price, hindi na sila masyadong nagtatag ng price, katulad dun sa KCC, dun sa mga DIY, di ba? Meron lang silang barcode. Doon sa barcode na yan, bahala na si customer mag-scan doon sa scanner para sa barcode para makita yung product, kasi iniiwasan nila na mag-conduct sila ng business, no, na unlawful, no, para hindi sila babalikan ng mga customer nila under the RA 7394, no. Kasi 'di ba, it talks about pricing, quality, and safety standards of the product under the Consumer Act of the Philippines. Okay, how about RA 3720, yung the Food, Drug, and Cosmetics, no? It approves on June 22, 1963, no? Yung law na ito, no, it regulates yung law na ito, no, it regulates the manufacture, or also it regulates your importation, distribution, and sale of foods, drugs, and cosmetics, no, in the Philippines. Syempre, enable to ensure the safety, efficacy, and quality of the food, drug, and cosmetic, no? Kasi dito sa RA 3720, no, nag-establish kasi ito ng mga standards and guidelines, no, for the labeling, for the packaging, for the advertising of food, drugs, and cosmetics, no. Kasi nire-require nito yung mga businesses natin to provide accurate and complete information to consumers, no. Tapos pinoprohibit under this, no, yung pag-sale ng mga adulterated or misbranded products, no, that may pose risk to the public health and safety, no, of the citizen of the Philippines, syempre, no. Kasi ina-emphasize nito yung pag-conduct ng ethical responsibility of business, no, to prioritize yung consumer welfare over profit. No? Kung maalala nyo, di ba, yung last time na topic natin, it's about adulterated goods. Kunyari, yung honey, na pure honey, lalagyan ng tubig. So, ganun din dito, no? Sa Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, bawal yung adulterated goods, no? Okay, how about dito sa last na batas natin, RA 8293, the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, no? So, under this, we have the copyright and related rights, trademarks and service marks, geographic indications, industrial designs, patents, layout of designs of integrated circuits, and protection of under. Okay? So, yan yung ating RA 8293 or Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, 'di ba? Usually, kunyari dito sa copyright and related rights, 'di ba? It provides protection doon sa original literary and artistic works, katulad na lang doon sa doon sa mga copyrighted books, 'di ba? Copyrighted musics, films, artworks, 'di ba? And many more. Kunyari sa trademark natin, 'di ba? Meron tayong registration and protection of trademarks, 'di ba? Kunyari ko yung trademark kasi yun yung mga nagdi-distinguish ng goods and services in the marketplace, 'di ba? Yung trademark nila. Nari yung mga logo nila, ganyan. How about yung patent? 'Di ba? Yung patent, 'di ba? So, ito yung pag-provide ng mga exclusive rights to the inventors, no, for their new and inventive products, for their new processes and improvements. Under yan siya sa patents. Okay, and many more. So, yan yung RA 8293. Yung mga batas na yan, no, yung mga batas na yan is tinutulungan niya yung ating mga consumer. Kunyari, yung si RA 7394 kanina, 'di ba? Itong RA 7394 and RA 3720, syempre nag-play ito ng crucial roles, no, in advocating yung mga business ethics natin and pag-protect ng mga consumers in the Philippines. Kasi this laws, no, di ba, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, it emphasizes yung transparency, honesty, and consumer welfare, no, within the Philippines. So, through these laws, nakaka-contribute ito na pag-create ng more ethical and responsible business environment within the Philippines. Kasi kapag mag-comply yung mga businessman natin sa laws na ito, no? Kasi kapag mag-comply sila, kasi yung compliance with these laws, no, not only ensure legal adherence, no, with the law, but also nag-foster ito ng trust and credibility for businesses operating in the Philippines, no, or for the businesses operating within the industry. How about this one? Kanina, balikan natin ulit si RA 8293. Ano naman maitutulong nito? Diba? Diba, through this RA 8293, nakakapag-provide ito ng legal protection and enforcement mechanism, no, for intellectual property. Kasi through this law, 'di ba, ini-encourage natin yung creativity, yung innovation, no? And also yung investment in various industries, no? Regarding sa mga industries, kunyari sa mga libro, ganyan, sa mga inventions, 'di ba? Kasi kung hindi na poprotektahan yung karapatan ng mga inventors, for instance, sa mga composers, sa mga singers natin, ang mangyayari niyan, wala nang magke-create, no, ng bago. Kasi nga sabi nila, ay, gagawa ako niyan, tapos gagayahin man din ng iba, yung kita nun, hindi man din mapupunta sa akin, hindi nila ako maggawa. So, para ganyan yung isip ng mga inkwan yan, kung sakali, di ba? Kasi syempre, ginawa yan nila para kahit papano, kumita sila at and syempre, makatulong sila sa community as a whole, no? Di ba, naalala nyo yung issue kay Shaira sa yung Bangsamoro Pop Queen? 'Di ba, yung issue niya about copyright regarding regarding doon sa tone ng kanyang music na Selos, 'di ba? So kasi bawal yan siya, no? Bawal yan sa batas, especially sa batas sa ibang bansa at dito sa Philippines. Kasi sa pag-comply natin, no, with this RA 8293, no, the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, no, yung natutulungan nito yung pag-respect ng intellectual property rights, no, within the Philippines. Kasi through this law, 'di ba, napo-foster natin yung culture of innovation and respect for creativity in our country. Okay, naintindihan guys? So, last na actually yan guys, no, na topic natin. So, thank you for listening.